Okay, students, today we're going to spend a little bit of time going in and playing around in Oracle iLearning. Oracle iLearning is where you will go in and find the curriculum materials for your database course for either DBA 110 or DBA 115, DBA 120 or DBA 220. So if you're in one of those four classes, you will find your curriculum materials, your readings, which are basically the chapters, and you will find the practice guides, which are basically the homework assignments, and you will find other resources in Oracle iLearning. So the website is iLearning.oracle.com. Okay, just iLearning.oracle.com, and you will find this login page. I have provided to you some login instructions. Number one, your username is going to look similar to USNC_CVCC_SQL07_ and then your student number, and I'm going to be student 44, S44. Now yours will probably be different, and so you want to make sure that you follow this explicitly. I would use lowercase letters for all, the username, password, and the Oracle site. The first password that I have assigned for this semester is CVCC1234. Those are in lowercase letters and must be put in that way. And then the other is the Oracle ACAD. Oracle ACAD, ORACLEACAD. That is the site. And you can click on Login, and this is going to be your first page. Now, I want you to enter a new password, create a new password. You need to make sure that you write this password down. Okay, so I'm going to create my new password. And I'm going to click on Update. And so now I have my new password created, and I am going to write that down somewhere. Now, I'm going to go up to Profile. This is my profile. I am user 44. Notice that it has for my email as user@oracle.com. So I am going to change that to my email, tholloman@cvcc.edu. Now remember, yours is T, last three letters of your name, or first three letters of your last name, the 3-digit number that is assigned to you at students.cvcc.edu. So be sure and put in your student email address here. It's first initial, last name, 3 digits at students.cvcc.edu. And when I'm finished with that, I'm just going to click on Update. So now, it's fussing at me. Information has been successfully updated, so that's great. I'm going to go back to home now, and this is where I am. Now the database design, this is for the DBA 110 class. The database programming with SQL, this is for the DBA 115. That's the second level of database courses. So if you're in the first level, you will be, if this is your first database class, you will be clicking on this play button right here. If you've already had DBA 110 and you're taking DBA 115, you will be clicking on this play button. I'm going to click play. Now, as this loads, I can resize this, getting the double black arrow, and this shows me all the different sections that are part of this course. Now, these sections are just like chapters, okay? So just pretend like this is chapter 1 through chapter 11. The chapter 0 is where we have some resources, and I'm going to talk about those shortly. But if you don't see this outline, you can turn that on right here where it says outline. Just turn it on or off right here, okay? This is also the home button, and you can go back to the home screen here. Let's talk about the section 0 resources. All right, first of all, I've got the course resources. Now these are folders, and in this folder you have the course objectives and the course map. Now I've provided most of this stuff for you also in Blackboard, but if I click on that, it's going to show you the course objectives for each section, and remember that a section is just like a chapter. So if you get an opportunity, you can go down and just read over what we will be covering in each section. Okay, for example, section 1 has 4 parts, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, Introduction to the Academy, Data versus Information, History of the Database, and Major Transformations in Computing. So you basically have 4 parts to Chapter 1. Okay? So I'll close out the course objectives. The other one is the course map. This just shows you the breakdown of the 2 courses, the DBA 110 and the DBA 115 course, which are the first 2 courses. So this is DBA 110 at the top and DBA 115 at the bottom. Okay? Let's go back to the next resources. I'll close that out. We have this is a project that is at the end of the class. Let's don't worry about that right now. Alright, this just gives you an overview of what is part of the student course. If you see a book like this, this is for readings, okay? This is for notes, for reading the slides. That's just like the pages in your chapter. If you see the hat, the graduation hat like this, that is your downloadable PDFs with notes, lesson slides, etc. And if you see a writing like this, this is the practice exercises for your homework. And then this icon represents a project. And if you see a folder like this, it's a file download for student files. Okay. So let's go in and let's click on Chapter 1, Section 1, whatever you want to call it. And this is called Introduction. My computer is just a little slow. Alright, so this shows you the different sections that we will be looking at. And we're looking at Section 1, and there's 4 parts to Section 1. Again, Introduction to the Academy, Data versus Information, History of the Database, Major Transformations. So I'll just click on number 1. Here, remember, this is going to be your textbook. That's the slides. The first thing you would want to do is be sure that you read through all of the slides. Okay, it takes just a second to read through these, and all of these slides are like pages in your textbook. So this is Section 1, Lesson 1. Alright, so I can either click next here, or I can go up and click as I go down through these slides. So the first thing you would want to do is just keep clicking next, and read through Chapter 1, Section 1. Okay. At the end, they're going to give you a summary of the section and the lesson. And then up at the top, they give you an exit button. So I'll get out of that. Now I want to go, I could either go ahead and start looking at the resources and do the writings here for Section 1, Lesson 1. So I'll pull that up. This is a study guide that Oracle provides for each section for you as the student. So if you will, just kind of read through this. In the meantime, I am going to go in and open our Blackboard. Portal. Alright, I'm back into Oracle iLearning right now, and these are the slides with the notes that students can use for a study guide. Okay, a lot of times I will use these when I lecture in class. Let me get back into Blackboard here. I want to show you where you're going to upload your homework once you get finished with this. Go to Blackboard. I have Blackboard open currently, and I'm looking for DBA 110 semester 17. I'll click on that. Alright, so this is our course. This is a course in DBA 110. Yours may be a little different. Alright, I'm going to go back to Oracle iLearning. So this is the rest of the study guide as you go through the readings. Once you're finished with that, We can close out that PowerPoint presentation. So now all I have open is our Oracle iLearning and our Blackboard course. Okay. So that is the study guide for section 1, chapter 1. Now the writing is where this is what we call a practice guide. Okay. And in this practice guide, it's going to have the questions for your homeworks. Now, if I go to assignments for this chapter in Blackboard, I have assignments due January 24th. Oh, by the way, I typically provide all of these slides to you in Blackboard as well. If you don't want to go into Oracle iLearning and do your reading, then you can just do it here in Blackboard. I give it to you in 2 places. I give you that objectives document. Here are the readings. You're supposed to do the readings and quizzes for each section. Here is the homework for section 1. So I've also given you these practices for each parts of section 1. This is practice 1. I've given you this document in Blackboard as well. So you can really kind of do your work in Blackboard and or in iLearning. Okay? So I'm going to click on the section 1 homework link. Students are to complete the attached homework practices, placing one Word document uploaded in Word. So in this one, we were supposed to do all of the homework from the practice section. So you would go in, create a Microsoft Word document, and I would name this, if it were me, I would name this section, let's see, put your class number DBA 110, your name, section 1 homework, and since this is section 1 part 1, I'm just going to put 1-1 and put number 1, and then I'll go in and I'll just answer these questions. And if you want to put this try it, solve it at the top just to let me know what these are, or put 1A, B, C, D, or E, and then you just answer these questions. Now as you can see, there's only 2 questions in this one. And you would get out of this and you would go to 1-2. Now you can get that here, or you can get it by going to number 2. Here's your readings for number 2. So make sure you read over all the slides for section 1, lesson 2. And once you've gone through all these slides, or you can click here if you'd like. And once you're finished, that's your readings for lesson 2. Here's your study guide. You can read. It's just it's a PowerPoint presentation with notes. You could read over that if you'd like for section 1, lesson 2. Takes just a little bit to load. I'm at home and my computer is a little slower. Well, my internet is a little slower at home. But you can go through these slides and they'll have notes at the bottom of the slides, and you can read over that if you'd like. And then last but not least, the little writing symbol, that's your homework. So this is 1-2, data versus information. This one has some vocabulary assignment, and then the try it and solve it, those are kind of like the labs. Okay? So I'll come back into my homework assignment here. Now let's just say I've answered all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember how many there were. Now I'm in 1-2. And on this one is going to be the vocabulary. 1, 2, 3. And then try it, solve it lab. And I'll answer those. 1, 2, 3. And that's the way that I want this organized. Now it looks like you were to answer all of these questions as well. Typically I won't assign all of them like that, but since we have 2 weeks in the first to get started, I have assigned all of those for the first section. Alright, so then you'll read section 3. I also wanted to show you that, okay, for example, we found 1-2 Data versus Information homework sheet in Oracle iLearning, but I can also find it in Blackboard right here. And there it is again. So you can find that homework document in Blackboard or in iLearning. Now, last but not least, you want to make sure that you finished all 4 parts and put all of this into one Word document. And then when I'm finished, and make sure you answer your questions fully, I'm going to save this as, I'm just going to save this to my desktop, but I would recommend that you have a flash drive that has folders for all your classes on it and save it in those folders very well organized. But I'm going to save this as DBA 110 Section 1 Homework Terry Holland. Okay? I'm going to save that. And so now notice that that has been renamed up here. So I'm finished with all of this. So now what I need to do is I need to go back to Blackboard. This is my Blackboard up here. And I need to come down and I need to put my answers up before the due date, which in this case is January 24th. So I'm going to browse my computer and I'm looking for DBA 110 Section 1 homework. I'll double click on that. I've attached this file and I'll come in and I'll submit. And that's it for doing the homework for Section 1. So go through, read, do all the readings, close that out. Do all of the readings for all the sections. Here's 3. Do the reading. You can look at the study guide if you wish, and there's the homework document. 1-4, you have a reading, study guide, homework document. It's the same for all of them. Section 1, 1-2, reading, study guide, homework. Or you can do it here if you like, just like that. You're going to do the same thing for every chapter as we go down this outline. Okay? Here's chapter 2. You got 3 parts to chapter 2, 2-1, 2-2, 2-3. So I'll click on 2-1. There's the reading, there's the study guide, there's the homework. Reading, study guide, homework. So it works the same for all of them. Now there's only one thing left that you need to do once you finish a section. Now we're still on section 1. The one thing you need to do is you need to come down here and you need to take your quiz for section 1. Once you've completed all of the readings for section 1, all 4 parts in this case, click on the plus button here, expand that, and come in and take your section 1 quiz. Now I call these the practice quizzes. And there, as you can see, there are some answers here. Considers if the starting book, would that be considered data versus? So I'll say I don't know what's the difference between information and data. I don't know. I'm just doing these really fast. Most of the well-known internet search engines use database. Yes. Data modeling is the last step, and that is false. So I'll go to the next screen. Let's just say true. True. Hardware. Click on the summary button for a minute and it shows just the breakdown of the test. So I'm going to return to the test. Go to the next page. You'll mission. Alright, so I just answered all those. I didn't really pay any attention. I'm going to click on Finish Test. And I've completed 15, so I'm going to submit the test. And notice that I got a 12 out of 15. Now, the percentage scored is an 80, That's not pretty bad. That's not too bad considering I didn't really read the questions. The mastery score for Oracle is a 70. Now, what this means is that when you look as you work through this course, Oracle iLearning is only going to show you up to a score of 70. Now, and you can do view feedback, and you can come in and you can see which questions you missed. Now, you can always come back in and take this quiz again. So, get out of that. Notice that I have completed the section 1 quiz, but I can click on that quiz and take it again. You can take quizzes up to 3 attempts. I would strongly encourage you to take all the quizzes 3 times, even though Oracle is going to show that you have hit proficiency at 70 and it's going to stop showing scores after that. Mr. Holloman is going to pull a report at the end of the semester that shows all of your attempts, and I will be using the highest score. Okay? So that's how you go through and do the readings in Oracle iLearning. That is how you go through and put together the homeworks using the practice documents. And this is how you upload the homework in Blackboard once you're finished in one Word document. Be sure and use a lot of headings and that kind of stuff in your homework document so that I know which one is your answers. You do not need to put the questions in your homework document, just the answers. And section it off like this is section 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4. If you will do that for me, that'll make it easy for me to grade. I sure hope that this video will help you in navigating. Don't forget to go down and take all the quizzes for each section that we cover in Oracle iLearning. Remember, the website is iLearning.oracle.com. Just type that in the address bar, hit enter, and it'll take you right to the login screen. If you have any other questions, please email me. My email address is at tholloman@cvcc.edu. And if you're still having issues, then I will be happy to meet you in an online environment such as Skype. Okay? So just let me know. Okay? Thank you very much, and best of luck in the course.